I have the honor and privilege to introduce three men who truly care about the people in our great state. They are always there to offer their support to others in need. Please give a warm welcome to Senator Ernie Lopez, State Representative Steve Smike, and Speaker of the House, Pete Schwarzkopf.
Whoa. Smike.
Hey.
You're not allowed to sing.
No, my name's Smike tonight.
Smike.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Where's Tony Bennett?
Yeah, Tony's over here somewhere. I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming tonight. First off, I want to thank Ernie and Steve because they spent all afternoon doing the centerpieces on your table. And I spent my time carving the ice sculpture in the back over there.
You should see the chickens they came off of.
We're here tonight to say thank you to Harry. I will tell you, on September 12th, my sixth grandchild came into this world. I call her number 6. Somebody asked me what her real name was, and I told them I didn't know, but that's not true. Her name is Sophia. And I can remember in the hospital thinking, what do people less fortunate than my family do with a brand new baby when they're struggling to even think about how to take care of a child, a new child, a firstborn? And what do they do if they don't have the family support that my kids do? And I'd sit there and I can remember thinking, Harry's here. Harry's around. And as long as Harry's around, there's no child that will go hungry anywhere nearby. Harry, your organization, the foundation, I don't know how many pantries you're up to now, 30, I think. But what you do for the kids in our state and our community is phenomenal. And sitting there with that little baby, holding that little baby, knowing that if anything ever happened to my wife, that there are people in this room and people like you, Harry, that will make sure that they never go hungry. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And I want to thank each and every one of you in this room because you're helping Harry to fulfill his mission in life. Your money, bidding on everything, it's very, very important so that Harry can continue doing what he does. And I remember, I don't know whether it was last year or the year before, I found out that Harry was riding on a tractor trailer down to, where was it, Berlin or Bishopville or somewhere, and he was loading the truck himself. So it's not like he sits there like a CEO of a company somewhere or a president of a board and having other people do the work. He's out there doing it himself, hands-on. Not many people can do that. So Harry, you're one in a million. So thank you everybody for helping out. Thank you, Harry, for everything you do and everybody who helps you do what you do. And thank you for having us. You sure know how to throw one hell of a party, I can tell you that. When you walk out of here tonight, you're going to go and put on your calendar the date for next year because that's how special he is.
Yes,
so thank you.
Yes, it is.
Who wants that? Smike, you want to do it? Hold on, I got to move the bush.
Yeah, hold on, let's move this. All right. There you go. I'd like to share with everybody that we are all friends, and take a look at the people that are at your table, take a look at the people that are at the other tables, and meet each other, talk to each other, and walk out of here with new friends, because you do have something in common, and you have great hearts. Dave Repass is running back there. I saw you, Dave, waving. There you go. What I'm going to tell you is very special, because Harry's always had this huge heart, and he's always given a portion of his fortune to less fortunate people. Always has. Always has. He had a very good friend, and I'm going to share this. I hope this doesn't, become emotional for you, Harry, but he had a friend of his that he could trust with his money in probably one of the poorest parts of the world, and that is in India. And where it's so horrific that you can think, and I can show you homes, and I can show you people that are living in tents right now with their families in the woods over at Ellendale Woods. And this isn't anything new. This is something that we have all seen. Pete's seen it. I've met beautiful people back there. It's just a bad time in their life. And these people need to eat. Now I'm going to tell you that Harry had this wonderful gentleman who had passed away. No longer could he trust his fortune to go and save these kids from their peril in a foreign land, the land that he loves, the land that he's from. And he wanted to know what to do. And fortunately, I ended up being an interceptor. I ended up being new in office, and he said, Steve, I don't know what to do. This is what happened to me. What I said is, Harry, look no further. Right here, we have children that cannot eat. Right here, we have children that are in a position that their parents can't feed them. There are some that won't feed them. But what they are is children, and that is our future. Harry, let me let you meet the lieutenant of Troop 7 that will take you to these places. So Mike Nelson, Lieutenant Mike Nelson, is a gentleman that showed Harry where people were living in tents, showed people that were homeless. Harry said, thank you, Steve. I think I know where I need to go from here. And now, sir, you have fed the children that we have protected with our lives. And I can't thank you enough. There is so much greatness that comes with that. God bless you for doing what you're doing and keep all your money right here. Thank you, Harry. God bless you.
Thank you, Pete, and thank you, Steve. It's amazing after coming off of such a tumultuous election season that we can be in this room together. In a society that focuses too often on individualism and be surrounded by people who are focused on community. Our community, right here at home. And I can say this, and I'm going to speak for the speaker, which I don't get to do often, but I can tell you, we care about you guys, and we love you guys. But I got to say something to a few people in the room before I thank Harry, and before we all thank Harry. Sonia, thank you for sharing Harry with all of us. Maggie, thank you for sharing your dad with all of us. Laj, thank you for sharing your son. With all of us, with me, who have the great privilege of calling Harry our friend. We live in a world where in 20 years we're going to have 9 billion people. Right now there's 6. But in 20 years there are going to be 9 billion people. Right now, 2 billion of those 6 billion go to bed hungry every night. 800 million of them are malnourished. What's happening here, what's happening in our area, because of the work that Harry and the foundation, and because of the tremendous amount of support that each and every one of you, not just here tonight, but that you give to organizations like the Harry K. Foundation, make a tremendous impact in the lives of our children. One of my favorite writers and authors is Christian Wyman. And he has this great line, I read it the other night, and it just stopped me. He said, love is always on the move. Love is always on the move. And right now it's on the move in 27 pantries around Sussex County, from Seaford to the Community Resource Center to Cape Henlopen High School. And it's because of the work that's done by this tremendous organization. Love is always on the move. And it's on the move as we give to others. And Harry, I'm going to ask you to come on up. Please join me in giving our friend Harry Keswani a round of applause. He's going to make some remarks. Get up and stand up for this tremendous man. As we enter as we enter the holiday season and the Christmas season, as we enter this Christmas season, we know in Matthew 25, we read and we know that when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was a stranger, you let me in. Harry, because of you, there are no strangers in this room tonight, but all friends. Thank you for all that you do, and I'm going to turn this microphone over to you. Thank you. God bless you. Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules. Wow, that was great. Thank you so much, Ernie and Steve and Pete. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules to join us for our 4th Harry K. Foundation Christmas Ball. There are so many of you here tonight who have supported our mission from its inception, and I see quite a few new faces as well. I welcome you all. Thank you. Again, this year, so many of our state elected officials have joined us in their support of the H4 initiative, Help Harry Halt Hunger. I thank each of you. Speaker of the House, Pete Schwarzkopf, Senator Ernie Lopez, Representative and Mrs. Steve Schmick, Chief of Police Keith Banks, City Commissioner Kathy McGuinness, Cape Henlopen Superintendent Bob Fulton, the Honorable Judge Paul Orion, Colonel O'Reilly, First Sergeant Webb, Sergeant Hurt, the JROTC, and the Dover Air Force Base. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Please allow me this opportunity to invite the following people to join me here at the podium. My amazing board members who have devoted their time and nurtured my mission with so much love and compassion. My executive board, and I'm indebted to them, my executive board, Mrs. Laura Glasgow, Miss Terry Miller, Miss Tish Bray, Mrs. Laurie Harper King, Miss Mary Lou Teets, my executive assistant, Miss Karen Francis, and my board members, Linda Jessup and Mr. Tim Brown, Mr. and Mrs. Jeff and Karen Myers, Miss Meg Keswani, Mrs. Stephanie Manning Roush, Mrs. Sonia Keswani, Mr. Chris Roush, Miss Donna Winiger, Miss Carol Hall, and Mrs. Marge Centavi. Wow. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Harry K. Foundation. All the people in front of you. Thank you. Thank you. To the managers and staff of the Rehoboth Beach Country Club, as always, my thanks for accommodating us so professionally. I extend my deepest thanks to every person present here tonight. Your presence humbles me and reminds me daily that ours is truly a group effort. This cannot happen without each one of you. We are fortunate for the unflagging support of our community. I extend a heartfelt appreciation to our sponsors and underwriters. Patricia Bray from T. Bray Photographer, Betty Mann Beebe, Scott Camera from Sodell Concepts and the Global Foundation, Jennifer Zerby from the Boardwalk Plaza Hotel and Victoria's Restaurant, Dr. and Mrs. Uday Johnny, Mr. and Mrs. Reagan Derrickson from Nelu and the Ohana Room, Doctors Manu and Shalini Sehgal, Vanessa McGee from McGee Motors, Alison Bly from Go Fish and Go Brit, Ann Bailey from Emery Hill Companies, Jack Riddle from Community Bank Delaware, Mike Mioli from Mioli Companies, Diane Taylor from Artesian Water, Mr. and Mrs. Christian Hudson from the Marriott Fairfield Hotel, Chris Roush from the Cape Gazette, the Rehoboth Beach Sunrise Rotary, Dr. and Mrs. Charles Laban from the Dental Group, Mr. and Mrs. Jim and Sal Chitani from Bay Point, Dave and Jody Repass from Meineke, the Freeman Foundation, Sussex County Council, Jeff Freed of the BB Hospital, Pam Marecki and Alice Bavis of Bay Health Hospital, Stephen Rose of Nanticoke Memorial Hospital, Gordon Brown of Christiana Care Hospital, Debbie Millman from M&T Bank, Dave Gillen from County Bank, Marge Glore from the Glore Fund, and Sanjay Kapuria from JCal LED Solutions. Thank you so much. Finally, I'd like to thank my family. They continue to be my strongest inspiration in my belief that no child in Delaware should go to bed hungry. My vision for tonight is twofold and simple. First is to provide for all of you a wonderful evening of holiday cheer, a fun-filled Christmas party, if you like. Second is to express the urgent needs of our children. They are so hungry. Please help me help them. And by now, many of you know who I am and the story of how all this came to be. For those of you who have patiently listened during the last 3 years, as I've shared our past, our present, and our future, I ask you to indulge me yet again for those who have joined us for the first time. So my name is Harry Keswani. Our mission is called the H4 Initiative, and our goal is to end childhood hunger in Delaware. It seems like such a simple, direct goal, but it's one that requires a constant effort of a giving community in order to help the most in need. I am fortunate that I've been placed in a position to help. I've worked in our beautiful beach community for over 30 years. In that time, I've met some extraordinary people, both clients and fellow business people. What I have come to learn about all of you is the immense capacity you have to look out for those less fortunate. When I proposed the idea of ending childhood hunger, I sought the support of my own community and was immediately joined by all of you who saw worth in my goal. And only 3 years later, we've expanded our reach to the entire state of Delaware. It's shocking to me that as we sit comfortably amidst the beauty of the Rehoboth Beach Country Club, that outside of these doors are children who do not know where their next meal will come from. Yet ask any of those directly involved in stemming the tide of hunger throughout our state, the representatives of the Delaware Food Bank, to school district superintendents and nutritionists, to individual school teachers who know which pupils will receive their only meals of the day during their school lunch hour. And they'll share the story I've come to know so well. Delaware is filled with families who are unable to regularly feed their children. They need help, and that help has to be real, it has to be tangible, and it has to be daily. So right out of the gate, we began providing much-needed funding to programs already in place to meet these needs, while simultaneously developing new ways to feed Delaware hungry kids. Our logical starting point was in school districts. School administrative staff from all around Delaware supplied us with data on how much of their student population was at risk. Based on that data, we immediately created continually replenished food pantries in schools throughout the state. We implemented our backpack program and opened our baby pantry. These three distinctive efforts are not just used, they are relied upon. Families who qualify to use them now have a discrete, reliable safety net in the event that they cannot meet the nutritional needs of their children. That's a broad overview of our work. The details, though, are staggering. And as we continue to expand the reach of our assistance, I find it imperative that you know what your support means. I look to you, our supporters, as the unofficial board to which I must answer. You are the stockholders, if you will, in our foundation's success. It is with your generous donations that we are entrusted to make this difference. So I am here tonight to report to you our 2016 efforts by the numbers. 27. This is the number of stocked, staffed food pantries we have been operating this year. The needs they are meeting continue to grow, and the cost of their upkeep is crippling. In order to ensure their survival, we must continue to seek new means of funding their operations. 3,388. This is the number of needs that we're taking care of through our dedicated baby pantry, operating to ensure that basic necessities of desperate mothers and their infants are met. Our baby pantry, run by the Lewis Rehoboth Association of Churches Community Resource Center, is an in-the-trenches operation, filling in when new mothers themselves find themselves unable to meet the daily care requirements of their babies. 307. This is the number of backpacks we fill weekly throughout the school year for students statewide whose nutritional needs are not being met at home. We began this program at our inception, and it continues to grow. We quickly learned that too many of Delaware school children receive their most regular meals during the school day. We implemented our backpack program to provide them with the provisions they need to get them through their weekends. 1. This is the number of independent WIC locations that exist in Delaware, implemented by our foundation to give those who qualify for this program a close-to-home location they can easily reach. When we pull all these separate efforts together, here's what it looks like annually. 40 pounds of food multiplied by 40 local families equals 1,600 pounds of food. Multiply that by our 27 operating food pantries, and we're now looking at 43,200 pounds of food. Ensure that this food is available for 36 weeks of a child's school year, and we arrive at 1,555,200 pounds of food, and that's just for the year 2016. This is the amount of food we are currently providing during the school year, not counting our backpack program. When we add the backpacks for 307 in-need students over a full 36 weeks of school, meeting 6 individual meal needs per weekend per student, the backpack program is providing an additional 66,312 individual meals per school year. Over thank you. Thank you. Over 1.5 million pounds of food is currently being provided through the Harry Kay Foundation annually to those who need it most in Delaware. Your support helped build this. Your support helps maintain this. And we look to your support to help grow this. I also want you to know that in the last 3 years, we have been seeking state and federal grants which can provide desperately needed funding to help us continue this mission that has become so critical to so many in our state. We knew our efforts would quickly take us beyond just Sussex County, and I'm happy to report that businesses and individuals in communities throughout the state are coming forward to help us in their own neighborhoods as well. The partnerships we continue to forge are so necessary because for 2017, we have our sights set on 10 more food pantries throughout Delaware school system and 101 more weekly filled backpacks that will ensure even more Delaware students have a nutritional safety net through their weekends. As we grow the number of pantries and backpacks, we must continue to maintain what we've already begun, and that is an ongoing need requiring daily replenishment, volunteer staffing efforts, and ready supply of grocery items, most needed by our neighbors who rely upon them. Our operating costs are lean. The Harry Kay Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization staffed entirely by volunteers. The foundation operated for the last 3 years with absolutely no administrative costs whatsoever. Our focus on stretching what we raise as far as it will go means that a full 100% of the proceeds that H4 initiative generates goes directly to helping the hungry kids of Delaware. I hope you see how intrinsically your support tonight ties to our efforts all year long. Thank you for the commitment you continue to make to us. And as we look towards the rest of this holiday evening together, please know that I'm truly awed by the great outpouring of support our organization continues to receive from all of you, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, and our family. I consider our mission blessed, knowing you are all a part of it. Please enjoy your evening and have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. I know that was a lot to hear, but I needed to get it across. Thank you so much.